zone this summer. That's because PJM Interconnection, that's the largest power grid operator in the United States, has issued a rare and dire warning. If this summer scorches like last year, the grid could buckle and blackouts could roll across 13 states. Now, if you're thinking, well, isn't the summer always hot? Well, yes, but this power debacle is a perfect storm of bad policy and even worse planning. Fossil fuel plants are being retired before replacements are ready, and a sluggish and unreliable rollout of green energy just can't keep up. So when the ideology trumps engineering, what do you get? Well, you get a potential national security crisis. And President Trump is working on fixing some of the energy issues that we have in this country. But again, it's not a light switch approach. It doesn't happen overnight. So will we have all the facilities that we need as a result of what the Biden administration rolled back by, the peak of the season, which is typically July 4th? No. And that is why we stand at a place where demand keeps going up every year. The resources, Charles, have come back. When you do the supply-demand equation there, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, this thing was so forced down our throats in so many different ways. And just look what happened with Spain and Portugal. It's just, have you guys seen the Ivanpah solar farm?
Yes, I've been there too.
In Nevada.
The one that's shutting down. Mm-hmm. It's like, we only gave 1.6 billion taxpayer money. But they ingrained it into our children. I was with my granddaughter on Saturday. I was driving a convertible, and so she was like, not a lot of smoke comes out the car. I'm like, no, not a lot. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And so we went to a hospital. A lot of smoke was coming out like that. I said, well, that's a hospital. They're keeping people alive. She said, all right, I'll accept that. Whoa. I said, yeah, I don't want to try to de-indoctrinate, whatever the word might be, let's have fun today. But the bottom line is, we need nuclear power. Coal is reliable. There's a way to do this green energy thing in a smart way. Let the technology improve, but the way they, made everything else illegal or, curbed it or stopped it was so stupid, so dumb, and now it's got us in a predicament. But Europe is a lot further away, further down the road than we are. Look at Germany, Spain, Portugal. It's crazy how poorly they planned this stuff.
And don't you think that should have served as a good model to say this might not be the way to go right now?
Well, totally. And Charles, your example is so apt because what we've gotten is kid logic. The Green New Dream is kid logic. Oh, I see smoke. That's bad. Well, let me tell you about the other 10 things going on.
Right.
An adult thinks about the context, thinks about third, fourth, fifth degree consequences down the road. Kids don't do that. And the problem is we've got people who've been running this country who govern like kids. Their logic is like kids. They think one step, oh, no smoke, all is good. Yeah, but there are people in that building, and they need
a lawmaker made a comment like that not a couple of years ago.
The only sort of flip side to this argument that I can bring, Jackie, is I think that American companies are getting really good and smart. I think I mentioned this last week. I had interviewed on the Claim and Countdown the CEO of Williams Companies, who does like pipeline, infrastructure, LNG. And he was also investing when they think about powering AI. It does come down to storage. I think battery storage is getting better than ever. Elon Musk is getting smarter when it comes to battery storage. Not to say that we're all being powered by solar. We're just going to store it in our batteries and then use it on a rainy day. But when you can supplement that as well and view that as an addition instead of a replacement.
Absolutely.
The ingenuity of these American companies are getting really smart and figuring out how to use both at the same time to power our energy needs.
And that is why we need the rare earth minerals so badly.
But I just want to get back to this proclamation from the grid operator, PJM. If the summer is super duper really maybe hot, then we run the risk of power shortages. Yeah, that's it. That's just the basic equation of if the summer is super duper duper really hot. This is in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. Can we just show that map and just draw a big red circle around California? California can't even produce enough power on its own to keep the lights on in that ginormo failure of a state. It has to buy power from other states. It has brownouts every every summer, and now you're not going to have enough gasoline because the refiners are fleeing. So we're focused on the middle of the country. Yeah, it might be hotter than normal, and yeah, you might have to like dial your AC back. I bought a house with a broken AC.
So you're not contributing to the problem.
Right. In the Midwest, right in the center of that.
We hope you're going to have AC by the time it gets super high.
Yeah, you think I'm grumpy now?
All right, coming up, stocks soaring as the U.S. and China reach a deal to temporarily slash tariffs. Trump says it's going to be fantastic.